Johannesburg, April 27, 1994. Joburg is on lockdown. Nationalists have threatened to drench the country in blood if non-Europeans are allowed to vote. The few cars permitted on the streets for security. Reasons can be counted on one hand, and the whisper of bicycles chases itself along the house walls. From the windows comes the echo of TVs talking about one thing only: elections. The first with universal suffrage. The first in a free South Africa. Polling stations are stormed by a vibrant crowd of humanity. Lawyer Mandela's face is everywhere, on posters and t-shirts, on flags and in graffiti shouting from the walls. Only one other name is chanted and praised as much as that of the symbolic man of this new homeland, Steve Biko. Biko is dead, but Biko lives. In the endless lines of voters, you can see black people holding spots for white people while they go grab a coffee, and whites doing the same when sandwich time comes. Mixed-race people and Indians pass around bottles of water and everyone talks. Everyone exchanges views, finally in harmony, legally together. Annika is anxious and confused. The display of uniforms brings flashes of painful memories. After Soweto, she has never again been able to look at a police officer without seeing an enemy. She's relieved when the taxi pulls her out of the chaos, picking her up along with Greta and Vinicius to take them to the airport. In front of the terminal, everything has changed. Since her arrival from Europe, she hasn't had a reason to go back there. When she first landed in South Africa, she had planned to visit Switzerland or Italy once a year to see her friends. But in the early days, she earned little and the trip was expensive. After Soweto, events consumed her, and by the early 1980s, all flights to South Africa were suspended. Her memories were stuck at that landing during a violent thunderstorm. A jungle of signs reading, "For Europeans only." The residents' faces, eyeing every newcomer with suspicion. The separate development, which back then she hadn't even known what it was. Now, the signs are gone, and the terminal is a melting pot of races. And then there they are, the migrant voters. Dozens of them. Many are poor, but they vibrate with emotion. They are returning to a new homeland. Annika, Greta, and Vinicius push through the crowd, clinging to each other so as not to get separated, shouting to be heard. "What's your friend's flight?" yells Annika, articulating her words. "The one from Lusaka." "It lands in 5 minutes!" The three friends keep an eye on the ever-changing displays on the electronic boards. "Annika!" shouts Vinicius suddenly. "There's an endless line at the taxi stand." "I'll go book one or we'll be stuck here all night." "No way," protests Annika. "How could Greta and I possibly spot the survivor we're waiting for?" "Oh my God, today you're a walking problem," snaps Vinicius. "What trouble could you have recognizing him? He's male, black, and alone as a dog. He's coming off the Lusaka flight and has no one else to greet him but us." "Vinicius!" Annika snaps back. "You don't seriously expect us to rush at every black man getting off the Lusaka flight who happens to be alone? Find a pen! Let's write his name on a sign so he can spot us." Annika speaks but gets no reply. When she turns around, she's horrified to see Vinicius walking off, dragging Greta with him. "Vinicius!" she shouts. "Where the hell are you going?" Annika starts to run after them, but Vinicius and Greta vanish into the crowd. At that very moment, the loudspeaker crackles. The flight from Lusaka has landed. Annika curses Vinicius a few times. She would never abandon. A survivor of the Soweto uprising, left all alone and disoriented at Johannesburg airport. Vinicius knows this, and he's taking advantage. Passengers from the just landed flight begin to flow into the terminal via the moving walkways. Dear God. "How many are there?" Annika fixes her gaze on the sliding door. The survivor must pass through it. She's repeatedly distracted by flashy travelers who bump into her, shove her, and ask for directions. The Lusaka passengers blend in with those being greeted, those arriving from other flights, and those waiting to depart. The crowd becomes a single, indistinct mass. Annika frantically scans the area, then stares once more at the entrance from the aircraft bay. It's empty. They're gone! The passengers from the Lusaka flight are gone, and the survivor isn't there, or at least she hasn't seen him. She casts a desperate glance toward the opposite end of the terminal. Maybe, just maybe, Vinicius will miraculously reappear. Nothing. He and that traitor Greta have vanished.